What's good, Denver? It's Shellie Martinez, your host of Chopping It Up with Shellie at Hollywood Barbershop.
This is the Barbershop. Barbershop. This is the Barbershop. The place where a black man means so.
Shellie over here at Hollywood Barbershop, and today I have my special guest, Jonjon White Sosa. What's up, Jonjon? Jonjon. Those that you may not know, Jonjon used to be a barber here at Hollywood Barbershop, and
that's right.
And he's greatly missed, of course. But we're happy for him because you have Sauce Money Barbershop now, right?
Sauce Money Barbershop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, where's that located at?
So I'm not too far from here, Colfax and Ogden.
Yeah, you gotta stay
right by
close
the Ogden
to home.
Theater. So.
Stay close to home, son.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
So, how long have you been a barber?
I've been licensed since 2003. I started cutting hair when I was about 13, 14 years old. My mom's a cosmetologist, so.
Okay, screw up around it.
Yeah, just her being a single mom. My mom always had me with her, so I was always in the shop, so.
Man, let me tell you guys something. I'm a barber myself, and of course everybody, masters, their craft and is known for their techniques and shit like that. But I can spot a Jonjon's haircut anywhere in town.
Oh, yeah,
I know exactly. Like,
I hope that's a good thing.
No, it is a really good thing. Jonjon is definitely a master at what he does, and his haircuts are flawless. And he runs a tight ship. I have never worked for him, but I've worked with him, and I know that his barbershop and the crew that they have over there is tip top. So, you do share a client sometimes, or I share a client with Rob over there. His name's Jackson. And one day, I think Rob was out of the shop one day, and you went ahead and hooked him up with a cut. And as soon as he comes in, and he didn't even have to tell me who cut his hair, I was like, oh yeah, Jonjon got you today.
Nice.
And Rob does an amazing job too. It's just there's just a difference. You know what I mean? Like everybody's skill is different, but it's like everybody's signature is different.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
so that's important.
For sure.
So how long have you been like an actual business owner?
Well, this is about my third time actually owning a shop. There used to be a guy that used to work here at Hollywood's. We went into business together maybe in about 2011. Mm-hmm. We had a shop down the street on 31st and Josephine called Wavy. Him and I kind of had, some falling out. So I left that situation. And then actually before I came to Hollywood's, I had my own small barbershop in Lakewood. And some things happened with the building over there. The landlord let me out of my lease, and that's when I remember I just always remember this shop, and this is like a staple in the city. I had a few people that worked here back in the day that I went to barber school with, so I just always knew Mike, Jerry, the crew over here. So this was the first place that popped in my mind, and I came in here one day, talked to Jared, then I called Mike, and they welcomed me with open arms.
Yep, that's
I was here about 4 years. So.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going on 7 years in here, but when I came in, you were working here, and Jonjon was one of the barbers out of the many here that taught me how to cut. And I learned so much from you. You know what I'm saying? And I still do. You know. I think even if you're a master barber, you should still always be open to learning and reinventing your craft or mastering your skills. When you went out, so how long have you been in business at Sauce Money Barbershop now?
Opened June 2020.
And how did COVID treat you guys?
I didn't really see any major things.
Hardship
I had a pretty good clientele going into this, so I wasn't really afraid of not having business.
Right. Thank God that when they shut our doors and they said we couldn't work.
Yeah.
because the state did tell us that we couldn't even work even at our house after
Right.
they shut us down because
Right.
we would lose our license and shit like that. So I mean,
Absolutely.
thank God we had unemployment for a short minute. I felt like business has been steady and thriving even
Absolutely.
through the pandemic, you know? That's one thing about barbers is that we'll never be out of business. Nothing can duplicate what a barber can do for you. No machinery, no robots, nothing like that. We will always be a necessity.
You know, I think it's important for barbers to always put yourself out there, whether you feel you're as busy as you will ever get. You always got to stay hungry, because I know barbers that came back from it and they had no clients, you know, because there was barbers cutting during the shutdown, and if one of those guys had a boy that was cutting and you wanted a haircut, you're probably gonna go with him, and all it takes is for that guy to maybe do a little bit better of a job, and now they got a new client, you know. So I know a lot of barbers that didn't come back and haven't been as fortunate, you know. So I always, you know, during the pandemic, I made videos on Instagram. I checked in with clients, you know. I let them know that I was there as a person, as a friend.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what kept those relationships, and that's something that people will never forget, you know. So I think that's why, you know, I've been blessed to continue to do good business, because I don't like saying the word client, you know. These are my friends, these are family, you know.
That's right, because they provide our living for us.
Absolutely.
You know, they put food on our table.
Absolutely.
And they can choose to go to any barber,
Yeah.
but they choose us, and we're so grateful and appreciative for their
You gotta
choice.
treat them like gold, because without them, there would be no us, you know.
So when you start, okay, so like I'm just gonna say third time's a charm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we all step out and try to venture into different things.
Sure.
Sometimes they don't always work out, but with persistence, with focus, and a clear vision of what you want, I feel like you always will achieve your goals.
Yep.
You know, and that you're definitely an example of that.
Thank
So
you.
when you went into when you started going up to Sauce Money Barbershop, I was so excited for you. I was sad because you weren't here with us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we had this little brotherhood thing, you know, going
For
on
sure.
in the camaraderie. But you're right down the street. You're only
Right.
a couple blocks from us, and we've stayed close and in touch and stuff.
For sure.
Of course, we're busy, you know. But you started off. You and Rob just went over there,
Yeah.
and you
bring
had
Rob with
like
me.
a 2-man little barbershop at first.
Yeah.
Even though you had, you know, a full setup. How many people you got in there today?
Today I got 5.
That's what's up.
I had more. Had to let them go. They had, you know, nothing
Personal. It's just
personal.
people,
They just
you
had
know,
things going on, and
yeah, it's not for
they
everyone
couldn't
all the
stay.
time.
I have an apprentice. So yeah, I got about 6, 7 including myself.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Where do you see your business, like in the next few years headed? What direction?
Oh shit, really wherever God takes it, you know. I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna sit up here and talk like everybody else and be like, oh, I'm gonna be the next barber empire and this and that, you know.
Yeah.
That's not what God has for me. He doesn't have it for me, you know.
Do you feel like you're in service?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always in service as
Yeah.
well, and I feel like just standing behind my chair, I'm always of service to people.
Yeah.
Not only cutting their hair, but you know, trying to encourage and inspire and motivate them. You know, lift up their
Right.
spirit when it's low and things like that. You find yourself having to. I know people always ask you for advice,
Yeah.
your clients and stuff like that.
I think that's where I get the most value now. Just kind of being like, I used to cut a lot of like rappers and athletes, you know, and I just, trust me, it was a lot of good perks. I had great times doing that, but my most fulfillment is just being like the neighborhood barber, you know. People always ask me, oh, how come you don't do that no more, do this no more? I'm like, man, I wasn't getting anything out of it, you know.
Let's talk about the mind frame of a true master barber. Like, if you want to be a boss, you know, and I'm sorry, there's people always calling because we're busy. You get phone calls all night long.
Oh yeah.
I think people will call me from the club at 2 a.m.
Oh,
or
yeah,
text me,
all the
hey, can
time.
I get a cut in the morning? I'm
Sunday
like, what?
morning.
Yeah.
Hey, where you at? I'm down the street. I'm like, yo.
Well, can I have a day off?
Right.
I mean, is that all right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's all right though, but we're here for
It's
you
love,
guys.
though,
You
you
know
know?
what I'm saying? That's right.
It could be the other way around, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of clients will even, you know, they'll just wait for us.
Yeah.
You know, they won't go somewhere else unless
sure.
an actual emergency, and then in that case, I try to refer them to someone I trust,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
Because we don't know nobody,
Right.
you know? So, I mean, anytime, if I'm too busy and another client of mine happens to walk in and sit in someone else's chair, I always make them feel welcome, and I'm happy to see that they're keeping it in the house.
Absolutely.
You know? So, back to, what do you feel like the mind frame should be for a master barber? Like, if somebody wants to achieve a boss status?
Well, master barber is actually, I feel like a lot of people use the term loosely. A master barber is really somebody that actually has a master barber's license. And in certain states, you could actually go through the training and get a real master barber's license. I know a lot of people use it as, you know, somebody that's maybe been doing this a certain amount of time, a certain amount of experience. I could understand that point of view too, but a real master barber is somebody that has a master barber's license.
So the mind frame would be, what do you think?
I mean, I think it starts from booth renting, you know, because really you are your own business within the business. So you know, from booth renting, you have to treat it like it's your own business. You have to take ownership. You know, I remember, you know, working at certain shops and there wasn't enough towels. I would go buy my own towels. You know, I would buy my own toilet paper. I'd buy my own cleaning supplies, keep my station clean, or I would help other barbers clean their stations, just to be that example of ownership. You know, that's just something that's instilled in you. That's just a trait that you need.
I feel like you're very correct on that, because, you know, even like in here, everyone, however you run your business affects everyone else in the shop.
Right.
So how you run your business affects my business,
Right.
because let's say you're fucking everybody's hair up, or you're you know, not consistent, you're not showing up for your clientele, whatever. They're gonna leave the shop, and word of mouth, right? That's how we build.
Yeah.
But then that's how we lose clients too, you know? Like, a lot of times people aren't gonna say, oh, Jonjon at Hollywood. They're just gonna say Hollywood. Hollywood fucked my hair up or some shit.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that rubs off on everyone else in here doing a good job. You know what I mean? So it is important. You have to value yourself and invest in yourself and your tools, you know? And you do have to run your business. A lot of people, I think, and you may have come across this, a lot of booth runners rely on the shop owner to do everything, to bring the clientele in, you know, and that's not how it works.
I've had a few issues with that. With, you know, at Sauce Money, I've had people that are no longer with me, but they would show up every day, just sit in the chair, scroll on their phone, go through social media. They wouldn't do a damn thing to promote their business, you know. But then booth rent came. Oh, well, I don't know if I could do this anymore or whatever. But I'm like, look, booth rent is literally 4 haircuts. You know, come on, you know what I'm saying?
And that's in a week.
That.
That's just 4 haircuts in one week.
That's
I mean,
4
you got the
haircuts out
rest.
of the week, you know.
Yeah, you got the whole week to continue to make money for yourself.
You know, you gotta. I think social media kind of screwed a lot of barbers' heads up, because they think you could just sit around and make one post and they're supposed to explode. But no, you still have to make cards, and you still have to go out and promote yourself. You know, person to person.
You know, I've been in this business for just a little bit over 30 years. Started out as a cosmetologist, and right out of high school when I was 19, and I was never had that mentality though, up until, you know, like maybe 10 years ago, you know, maybe even 15 years ago, and then I started really investing in myself. Then when I found Hollywood's, I put everything I had into this place and really invested deeply into myself and my tools, and it's paid off, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, what kind of advice would you give to maybe a young guy who, or any age really, because you know, you can start at any age, but someone who wants to get started in the barber game? I mean, what kind of advice would you give him?
You know, it's all about how you treat people. You know,
or her, I'd say, or her.
Just you got to treat people well. You know, put yourself out there. Don't ever think that you're the best. Always stay hungry. You know, you could be doing 100 haircuts a week, but you still always want to be looking for more clients, because people pass away, people move. Keep going. You know, that's my best advice. The haircut, the skills of the haircuts comes. You know, I worked on the relationships with people, and we've got their haircut to where they want it. You know.
So tell me a little bit about, you know, what celebrities and ballers that you have cut.
So shit. I remember I've done like Wu-Tang Clan, Fabulous, T.I. I used to work for Carmelo Anthony. During that time, I cut a lot of basketball players from Chris Paul to Dwayne Wade, Kenny Martin, Allen Iverson, a lot of rappers. You know, I was personal barber for a couple of Rockies players back in the day.
And then you were also Nipsey Hussle's.
Yeah, I knew Nipsey Hussle pretty well. You know, I met him back in like 2012, and I was born in like the same area that he's from. So when I met him, you know, him and I kind of hit it off. So he would always stay in touch when he would come through Denver. And I remember that a few months before he passed, he performed at the Ogden Theater. I was backstage. You know, I was working here at Hollywood's, and they called me up, went to the hotel, lined them all up. That was a legendary night.
That's right. Rest in peace, for sure.
Rest in peace.
That's dope. So you're hiring right now, correct?
Yeah, I'm looking for booth renters, you know,
Yep.
or commission.
Now you recently added on to your barbershop, so you have a second edition, right?
Yeah.
And then I heard you had a loft too?
Yeah, upstairs I kind of have like something like this, almost like Hollywood's. It's not as big as this upstairs, but it's about half this size.
And so you're looking for like what?
Yeah, I'm looking to rent
tattoo
it out to,
artist or
you know, whoever, maybe a tattoo artist, massage
Stripper.
therapist.
a couple strippers.
Hey, you know, whoever wants to be an addition to the shop, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. So how many chairs do you have open right now?
So I got 3 chairs open right now
So then this will be in the addition.
on the new side.
Oh, okay, nice.
So sauce was something I always said as a kid, like even
Yeah.
before it got popular. I would always just say sauce, like I would just say it in stupid ways, like, "Oh, get off my sauce," or, you know, just a kid, you know. And then money. I remember I had this one female. She was from New York, and whenever she would come in the shop, she would make the biggest scene, like in a good way. She'd be like, "Oh, that's Jonjon the barber, like he's money all day," you know. So I always remember that. So I just kind of put like sauce and money together, but I kind of think like sauce is like what makes me who I am, you know, like
Right.
my attributes, my characteristics, you know. So I kind of like flipped it for like sauce money is for people that use their sauce to get the money,
Right, right.
and I don't mean money is like I mean money is like creating a lifestyle for yourself, you know.
Sure.
So basically entrepreneurship, you know,
Uh-huh.
somebody that uses their skills to create a lifestyle for themselves, you know. One thing I don't like about being a barber is we don't get the respect that we deserve.
Right. Everybody thinks this is a hobby.
Everybody thinks it's a hobby. Like I'll meet guys and I'll put them in contact with somebody else, and they'll do some kind of deal, and now they're best friends without realizing, hey, like my barber put that together. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll go and, you know, we just don't get the respect. Everybody's welcome. All my barbers and stylists are highly trained, and I mean, there's nothing they can't do.
That's one thing I will tell you. I think it's so important if you're going to call yourself a barber or
Yeah.
hairstylist or whatever, you have to be able to do everybody's hair.
Yeah.
I don't care what nationality, ethnicity they are, whatever. I mean, you don't call yourself a barber or a
Yeah.
hairstylist if you cannot do
But you have to be able to
everyone's
handle
hair.
whoever comes in the
Hair
door.
is hair. We're all human, you know. I will say one thing that I don't like about barbering is the fact that people don't take us seriously.
Yeah.
They don't take my time seriously. They will show up really late,
Mm-hmm.
and or they don't call to cancel an appointment.
Yeah, that's
It takes up time, and
Right.
it takes up a spot for someone else, and I have bills to pay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like everyone else
And I
does.
think that's part of the like other barbers' fault, because there is barbers that don't take it serious. I tell barbers, if you want people to take you serious, then you have to take it serious. You know, people are just gonna go off what you give them. You know, so when a client does meet somebody like you or I, they understand. Okay, this is not just I'm walking in and getting a haircut. This is operation. You know, if you're 15 minutes late, hey, you're pushing the other guy back 15 minutes late, and so on. You know, people always think I'm a little harsh because I tell them like this is an operation. Like everybody on my schedule for that day plays their part. If you're 10, 15 minutes late, you're screwing it up for the next person. And I don't want to rush on your haircut. You know.
Yeah, and it's not fair to the next person
And it's not.
either.
And a lot of time now with being the actual owner of the shop, I've been noticing the challenge of clients not understanding that, hey, I'm not just a barber anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be behind a chair all day. Like something might, especially since I have the shops back to back, something might happen next door that I have to go tend to. I have to put the clippers down, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes clients just don't get that. So
Well, one more time, Sauce
Yeah.
Money in the house tonight. Where can
Sauce
we
Money.
find you at, Jonjon? On social media.
So my personal is Denver Barber _ Jonjon, and then the barbershop is Denver Barbershop _ Sauce Money.
So Sauce Money Barbershop, they're on.
909 East Colfax and 907 East Colfax, right by the Ogden Theater.
All right, Denver, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget Sauce Money Barbershop. They are hiring qualified,
Barbers and
and you
stylists.
know, hey, if you're willing to learn too, you know, and you're working towards getting your license, hit them up, and definitely the guy to teach you. All right,
Thank you,
thank you
Shellie.
so much.